and anxious into feeling empowered and energized and motivated within a few seconds. So stay tuned because it's going to be fun. And I want to start today by putting an end to the myth that says that all successful people are always confident, and that if you ever feel self-doubt, there's something wrong with you. Listen, as part of my job, I've been coaching elite athletes for many, many years. We're talking about people who have won World Cups, who have been super successful, and you know what? They struggle with self-doubt almost on a daily basis. As part of my job, I've also coached celebrities, the people you see on movies, the people who gain and make tons of money. And when you talk to them in private, you know they're full of self-doubts. I have coached entrepreneurs, people who have created and sold their own businesses for millions and millions of dollars. They also struggle with self-doubt. And out of all the people that I've ever coached, there's one in particular who has been the most stubborn and challenging client I ever had. Can you guess who that is? She has all the tools, and I still need to coach her on a daily basis. Yes, yours truly. And this is what self-doubt has done to me. Self-doubt had me coaching elite athletes for free for 1 full year because I was not a sports psychologist. Self-doubt talked me out of having children for 10 years after being married. 10 years because I thought I didn't have what it takes to be a good mom. Self-doubt almost talked me out of writing my first book because I thought it's not good enough. Nobody's going to read it. I finally pushed through those self-doubts. The book did really well, sold 500,000 copies. I got awards for it. But when the time came for me to write my second book, guess what happened? All the self-doubts came right back to me. My message to you is, it's okay to have self-doubt. Having self-doubts is not a problem. The problem is allowing those self-doubts to dictate your actions. Having self-doubt is not a problem. The problem is making those self-doubts make decisions for you. And you know what? When you're going for a big dream, when you're going and pushing yourself, when you go from dreaming to doing, you will feel a little self-doubt. You will feel nervous, and you have to master your emotions. And I know that mastering your emotions sounds like a super huge theme, and it is. And you know, I've been teaching for many years. I taught in university level, and I had a class called Mastering Your Emotions. So I know this subject is big, and we could spend hours working on this, but today I want to share with you the one tool that will produce the fastest change when you want to go from feeling nervous, frustrated, very anxious to feeling very empowered and ready within minutes. I discovered the power of this tool 13 years ago. Yes, 13 years ago. And I discovered it because I was facing one of the biggest challenges of my professional career. I had just been signed as a speaker by Sony Music, and the president of Sony Music decided that it would be a good idea if I had my opening night in one of the most iconic theaters in Buenos Aires. If you've ever been to Buenos Aires, you probably heard about the theater that is called Maipo. This is a theater where the biggest ballet dancers in the world perform. This is a theater where the best opera singers go and sing there. And for some reason, the president of Sony Music said, go and have your opening night there. And I remember feeling, I was so excited and at the same time nervous. And I remember walking into this majestic theater, huge, huge theater. And I remember I was standing there. We were doing a rehearsal with all the technical crew. We were checking the lights and the sound and making sure everything sounded well. And I was standing in that theater, and I closed my eyes, and I was doing my visualization of, you know, visualizing the entire theater filled with people. And as I was doing my own thing, in comes a guy, and he walks to me, and he introduces himself saying that he had been running the theater for almost 40 years. And so he says, I want to meet you because I don't think I've ever seen you before. So what kind of artist are you? Are you a singer? I said, no, I'm not a singer. Are you a musician? No, I'm not a musician. Are you an actress? No, I'm not an actress. Are you a dancer? And at this point, I'm like, No, well, you know, after a few drinks, I have my moves. I'm trying to make him smile. The guy is not even smiling. And he goes, what kind of artist are you? And I tell him, I'm a motivational speaker. And he goes, you're what? I'm a motivational speaker. I motivate people to go for their dreams. And he looks at me like I just landed from Mars. And he goes, and people are going to pay to come to listen to you speak in this theater? And I look at him and I go, yes, of course, with a fake smile and a fake sense of confidence. And the moment the guy walks out, I felt like a huge bag of poop had just been dropped on my head and was dripping all over me. And I started obsessing around the idea, what if this guy is right? What if nobody shows up? What if this is one huge mistake? Who will pay to come to this theater to listen to me speak? And the next 2 or 3 weeks were one long proof of what self-doubt can do to you. It can mess you up. I'm talking about tossing and turning in bed all night kind of self-doubt. I'm talking about snapping at my children for no reason kind of self-doubt and anxiety. I'm talking about anxiety diarrhea all day long. It was not pretty. And at one point I thought, you know what, let's cancel this whole thing off. It's a ridiculous idea. We're going to embarrass ourselves. Nobody's going to come. And so as I'm about to pick up the phone and call my manager and tell him, let's not do this. You know, we're 10 days away. No tickets have been sold. Let's cancel it. I suddenly remembered a mantra, a very powerful mantra. A mantra that I was taught by Jack Canfield many years ago. And he said, Florencia, whenever you're going for something big, whenever you're taking action towards a dream and you feel nervous about it and you feel doubts, use this mantra. It's powerful. It will shift your emotions instantly. And so I said, let's give it a go. And I want to teach you this mantra. I want to teach you because maybe you are about to go for something big and you feel this sense of, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? Let's do this. Let's do it together. What I'm going to do in a moment, I'm going to start playing some music and I will invite you to close your eyes and we will do a couple of ohms together and we will do this together, okay? And after we do a couple of ohms, we will start chanting the mantra, all right? But before we do this, I want you to get in touch with the uncomfortable feelings. I want you to get in touch with self-doubt. Think about your big dream. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to start chanting. One more time. One more time. Think about your big dream. Oh, what the heck? Go for it anyway. Open your eyes. Oh, what the heck? Go for it anyway. Oh, what the heck? Go for it anyway. Oh, what the heck? Go for it anyway. Now pretend we're having an energy ball. We're going to bounce it from the floor to the sky. All right? Here we go. Oh, what the heck? Go for it anyway. 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 Good job. Give yourself an applause.
Good job.
And you know what? Yes, this sounds a little bit like a joke. But let me tell you, it's not a joke. You need to be able to push yourself. You need to be able to push yourself even if you're feeling a little scared. So you know what? Opening night finally came for me. And as we're standing in the back of this theater, and I was doing this together with my mother, we were wondering, did anybody show up to our opening night? And you never know, because the way they do this is they sell the tickets on the spot, so you don't know until you go on stage. And so we're standing in the back of the stage and we start listening to some of the voices and we think, well, someone came. And I will never forget, we were there and the red velvety curtain starts going up. And when it's fully open, our jaws drop, because this is what we saw. We had a full house, sold out tickets, and we had the longest and loudest standing ovation you could have ever dreamed of. And for me, the lesson was very powerful. And the lesson was, it's okay to feel anxious, it's okay to feel scared before you're doing something big. What is not okay is to let those emotions stop you from doing it. So, I want you to start using this mantra. And you know, I've heard the most hilarious stories from people who have used the mantra for different things to give yourself a push. Well, what the heck? Do it anyway. Do it with fear. Do it with anxiety. Do it with self-doubt. Do it anyway. And you will start feeling confidence as you move. So I want you to use this mantra. I want you to share how you used it with a tribe. I want you to share with the community. And then I want you to come back for our next lesson, because we have an amazing lesson ahead. And hey, by the way, congratulations. You have just completed half of this quest, almost half of it. You're almost there. And keep going, because you know what? I have saved the best for last. I'll see you in our next lesson. Mark this one as complete, and I'll see you in the next one.